Good day. I'm going to be starting a series about black females and health and why it's important for us to, go to the doctor and get ourselves checked out and make sure our blood pressure and our blood sugars and our cholesterols are under control. We're not doing that in the black community. We're not going to the doctor unless we're sick, or pregnant or, anything like that. I'm going to talk about my own experiences and the things that happened to me and how I'm doing the lifestyle changes to make sure that I live longer. So stay tuned and pay attention to what I'm about to bring to you. Good day, my lovely people, my black queens. My name is Lynette. I'm coming to you today to talk about health and what we need to do to address the situations of us going to the doctor and getting our health checked and being important to us and, screenings and blood checks and different things like that to, you know, be aware of what we need to do. First off, I am 45 years old. I'm about to be 46 May the 18th. And about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I had a heart attack. Never thought that at my age that I would have a heart attack because those are for older people that, you know, that's just the myth that I thought. You know, I didn't know I was having one. I was going to the doctor because about 2008 I found out I had type 2 diabetes. Well, I'm contributing to that I was severely overweight or obese, as they refer to it as. I was 275 pounds. That was the weight that I last remember getting on the scale because I would run from scales unless I had to go to the doctor. So anyway, I decided to change the way I was eating. I was eating pizzas and donuts and chips, which is my weakness. A bag of potato chips is my weakness. So, I wasn't really thinking about what the ending results would be from eating like that. So I would eat those meals and, sit down with my husband on Friday evenings after we get off of work and I would eat pizza, a whole entire pizza with loaded with pork and everything else that you could get on the extra cheese. And, I say, well, if I put some olives on it, that might, make it better. No, that's even worse. That's loaded with sodium. And it's just, you know, after a while, it catches up with you. I realized one day when I was attending school and I was walking across the parking lot and my legs felt like two cement bricks on my body. And I said, this is ridiculous that you are this way, that you're this size, and then you still, continue to eat the way that you do. So I decided in 2010, 2011, that was it. I was tired of being 275 pounds. It was just crazy. I just, it wasn't cute anymore. It was tiring. And, you know, people pick at plus size people. I've been picked at by my own family, by my own spouse, and he tried to do it in a really nice way. But, it is what it is. This lifestyle change was for me and me only. So one day I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being fat. So I prayed and I asked God for deliverance. I said, look, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to lose weight. I'm ready to love me again and to appreciate the person that I am. So I started drinking water. I started eliminating carbs and, different things from my body that, you know, wasn't good for me. I loved Coca-Cola. That's the worst thing in the world. A Coca-Cola cleans acid off of a battery. And I was like, if it's doing that, what is it doing to my body? What is it doing to your teeth? What is it doing to your heart? What is it doing to your stomach, your lungs, everything? That's syrup. It's dark. It's just nasty, sweet, syrupy, And I'm not knocking people that drink that, but it's not good for you. But I put all that stuff aside. I purged that stuff from my body and got natural water, natural juices, you know, vegetables. And it took time, but the weight, once I drank a lot of water every day. The weight just started falling off. Then at that time when I was losing weight, I was working at the hospital doing physical labor, taking care of patients. And I was in a 2X scrub or 3X, whatever could fit, that I didn't want to go up to any bigger size. So over time, maybe 3 months, 4 months, the weight started dropping off tremendously. I was drinking water and it was like I was craving. I was like, I got to get my water. I got to get my water in me. So I started dropping the weight off, dropping the weight off, dropping the weight off. And then I went from being 275 to like 225, which was a big difference, which I felt it. I could see it in my face. I could feel it in my attitude, the way I, looked at myself in the mirror and said, wow, you do look good. Because, you know, you have to love yourself and self-love. I preach that. It's the best love. So anyway, I, people started noticing, wow, you're losing weight. You look good. Well, thank you. Even though I was a beautiful person before, but this that weight, it's a mask. People, you use it as a mask. You use it as a covering, you know. But I was always the same person. It's just that I was bigger. People say, well, you're a pretty girl, but you need to lose some weight. I hate to hear that. It everybody in the world can't be skinny. So, but you want to be healthy. Healthy is important. So I had to do what I had to do to improve my life, to better my outcome of, you know, living longer. So anyway, 2012, 13, 14, I kept on the journey. I never went back to 275, thank God, or above. And I just kept going. You have some stumbles, then you get discouraged. Then you say, okay, well, I'm going to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. So, long story short, I kept it moving. I started getting more active, would walk around the park. Eventually, I got down to 203. Lovely. Then, 2015, my spouse had a stroke. So, I started stressing, trying to go to school, trying to get better because I lost my job from being sick, from having high blood pressure and different things like that. So I started stressing and trying to take care of him and other things in life, trying to go to school, trying to better myself. Then, things started happening. So I internalized a lot of things. And, when you have someone that's sick, people blame you because like you could have known that he was sick or you could have took him to the hospital and did things like that. But that's a whole nother story. So October 30th, 2015, I was in class, in a computer class on a Friday. I was kind of stressing out because, the computer class was a little difficult, but, I internalized stress, so I was just going on with my day. Then I started feeling and cold, hot and cold in like 10-minute spans. So I said, Was it my blood sugar? I said, no, because I ate breakfast. So I try to eat breakfast every morning. Wasn't my, blood sugar? I didn't think. So anyway, my class ended. Called my husband. I said, look, I don't feel good. Something's not right. I just don't know. So he's like, well, come on home. So I drove myself home, which was only like 10 or 15 minutes away. Got home and he was like, well, maybe you need to lay down. And I said, no, this is not that kind of illness. That's a lay down type of illness. I just don't feel well. I don't know what it is. But I said, let's go to the emergency room. So he got on the driver's side, drove me to the hospital, and I got there. They checked my blood sugar. It was, okay. They checked my blood pressure, and that was, okay, like 138 over 90, which, was high, but it's not like over extremely. Anyway, they took me to the back, and people came in and said, well, how are you feeling? I said, I just feel like, I feel tired. I feel sluggish. Feel like my legs are heavy. But like, different things like that. So they were like all assessing that situation to see, well, okay. Then they were like, well, how long have you been feeling like this? I said, well, just today. But the week before, I felt like that. Took a couple of ibuprofens, and I just got some rest because I was going to school full time, the age of 42, and that's stressful, especially when you're going to school with people half your age. That's another story too. But anyway, they took me to another room, and then they were like, okay, we'll be back. We're going to do some blood work, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see what's going on. I said, I just don't feel good. So I just started all of a sudden getting real restless, real restless. And I told my husband, I said, well, I feel nauseated. I feel like I'm going to vomit. So long story short, I vomited. People came in and said, it's a possibility you're having a heart attack. I'm looking at them like, heart attack? Okay, not at my age, no. I said, okay, but do what you have to do because I want to feel better so I could go home. Anyway, after that, that was an indicator that you're having a heart attack when you have, when you vomit. And I'm like, wow, okay. So they came in, people came, it was like they were coming out of the walls. They were coming from everywhere and they were stripping me down. And I was like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? They wouldn't say a word. They had probes and wires and everything going in me. And I was just like, okay, this is crazy. So anyway, they rolled me off to the emergency cath lab to run a stent, saying that I was having a massive heart attack because the wires and everything were all over the place. The numbers, the everything. So long story short, I had a heart attack. He was running a stent, passed 4 times while they were running the stent. Crazy. Didn't make sense. Because I didn't know what was going on. All I know is I felt myself leaving my body. It felt like I was leaving my body and went to another place. And, the doctor that did the surgery, he said, you're a fighter because most people don't live. That's why they call a heart attack a widowmaker, because anybody else would have died from what you went through. So I thank God for everything that I went through and for here to start this series to talk about, what you need to do to, combat heart disease in our communities, because we don't know what is, the signs of that. We don't, because I didn't. Even though I'm in the medical field, I didn't know what was going on with me, because they say people that work on patients are the worst patients. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But anyway, I will continue this in another video on the process, the healing, and then, where I'm at now in this journey. So stay tuned, and I will come back with more in another video. Bye.